Okay, so today's workshop is public speaking. This is tips and tricks. You guys have all heard me talk about public speaking on a pretty regular basis. So the first thing we're going to talk about is know your audience. So know your audience. Know who you're talking to. It should be a conversation when you're speaking. It should not be me standing up here stiffly. Relax. The more you know about somebody and the more you've talked to them, the more comfortable you're going to be. So if you get the opportunity before you give your speech or anything, interact with them, you'll be a lot more confident and comfortable. When you are doing one for business, make sure that you know who you're speaking to and what acronyms and things of that you're going to need. Know how professional you need to be, whether you can joke around, horse around, dress the part. You always want to look professional when you're giving any type of speech or anything like that. And that includes, make sure that your clothing looks the part. If it is for something a little lower key, then don't dress in a suit and tux. If it is something a little more professional, make sure you look a little more professional. They want you are the subject matter expert, so you therefore should look the part, look like the expert. What you wear is going to give you some confidence, and it should be comfortable. There are 5 other professional tips. Be neat, clean, no wrinkles. Wrinkles is probably one of the bigger things that you don't want to have. Nails, make sure your nails are clean. When you are talking, you're going to probably use your hands. We as people tend to talk with our hands, and that's okay. Little makeup, tone it down a little. The other thing is don't wear really gaudy jewelry. Also, make sure that you don't have something that is super distracting. So if you are wearing a color, a bright color is okay as long as it's a solid pattern. If you wear a busy shirt, it's going to take away from the message that you're trying to give. Also, make sure you have a pleasant body odor. Not too much perfume, so don't axe body spray yourself before you go up and talk. Know your material, know the topic that you're talking about. The reason for this is it's going to make you feel so much more comfortable when you're talking about the topic. Make sure that you've gone through, researched it. I have done this presentation probably 100 times, and I still went and Googled this morning all about public speaking, because what if there's new things that I didn't know about, or what if there's a new tip or trick that I could give you? So make sure you know your information. It's okay to use personal stories and things like that. I just told you one this morning. I went and Googled things. You want that personal connection with the people that you're talking to. Practice, practice, practice. Practice with your notes, practice without your notes. When you're first starting to do it, practice with your notes, and then you should get away from your notes, start practicing without it. It is completely okay that you don't go in the order of the slides. The slides are just there for you guys to read and kind of see me hit the points. Stand in front of a mirror. Watch what you look like in front of a mirror. Watch what your arms are doing. Watch, how you're standing, your posture. It's the one person that is going to believe in you at first that you're going to be the greatest. That person is going to give you the most amount of confidence watching them. Record yourself then. Watch yourself in a recording. You are your biggest critic. The person who's going to critique you the most is yourself. Relax. Can't say this enough. When you are publicly speaking, the first thing that kind of happens is this flight or fight. And it's your brain telling you it's perceiving a threat. And the threat is how you guys are going to perceive me. The threat is that you guys are not going to see me in a positive light. So therefore, I don't want to do it. I want to step away from it. But that's not really what's going on, because most of the time you guys are not going to see my flaws. Take a couple deep breaths. I do before every one of my speech. I stop. Take a deep breath. Count to 3 as I'm letting it out. Kind of relaxes me. If you feel those nerves popping up in the middle of your speech, things that you want to get across that are more important, you slow down. You look the person in the eye. You move a little closer. And you talk with purpose. things that you're more passionate about and you want people to get excited about. You're going to talk a little faster. You're going to move a little more. Don't apologize for your nerves. This is probably one of the hardest mistakes that you have to kind of get over, because the first thing, when you first start public speaking, you're going to stand up there and you're going to do the breath and you're going to kind of count to 3 and you're going to say, I'm so sorry, I'm nervous. Had you not said that, nobody probably would have noticed you were nervous. Don't talk down about yourself. When you are standing up in front of people, you are the subject matter expert. The more positive you talk about yourself and what you're trying to relay to them, the more that they're going to believe you and trust you. Smile. It always helps make you feel a little more confident if you smile. So it's okay to smile. It's okay not to smile. You know, if you want to get kind of intense, it's okay not to smile. So focus on the audience. When I've been standing up here talking to you, I've been focusing on you. I've been making eye contact with people. I've been watching your reactions. You want to watch the audience to make sure that, one, are they getting bored on you? Do you need to change it up? Do I need to come stand over here to make it a little different? Do I need to maybe talk a little slower because you guys seem all confused? Smile back at them. The focus is on having a good time too. So I want you to have a good time so that I can have a good time up here. Hands. Hands, we as human beings tend to talk with our hands. And if I am standing up here using my hands quite a bit, what is this doing to you? There's actually a sweet zone that I didn't know about this, but I did know about this. It is from shoulder to shoulder and hip to hip, height and width. Keeping your hands within this is important. And it actually makes the audience more comfortable seeing your hands versus putting them behind your back. Now, if you are a fidgeter, it's okay to put your hands behind your back. Just every now and then, pull them forward, show them a little touch. Try not to have something in your hand. I've watched speeches where somebody had a ballpoint pen and clicked it the entire time. The other thing about hands is you want to keep your hands where you want people looking at them. Keep your hands in kind of a neutral zone. Eye contact. There are tricks to get around that. Not everybody has to stare everybody in the eyes. No, I'm looking at your forehead right here. So, or look at their cheeks, look at their nose. Chin if you're really that uncomfortable. Practice out in public. Eye contact means a lot. It's a way to show that you trust people. When you're walking down the street, I think my kids kind of find it weird that I look people in the eyes when I say hello. I don't really look them in the eye. Practice looking people in the eyes. You are going to seem more confident the more you can look at people in the eye. And maybe you don't look them in the eyes at first. Maybe you look them in their chin. Maybe you look at their cheeks. Maybe, practice it. I don't know that I will ever be able to stare at somebody's eyes. I will stare at their forehead. And there was a psychology study that I read today. And I thought it was really interesting that if you want to excite somebody, get them passionate, like a level of intensity, you look at them not in both eyes, but in the left eye. If you want them relaxed and calm, you look at them in the right eye. Try and square your body. In conclusion, what is public speaking? It is me having a conversation and interacting with you. I am telling my side of the story, telling you all of my information. You want to make sure that you're natural. We don't want anybody stiff and robotic. If you are not a serious person, don't try to be a serious person. Be who you are, just enhance who you are. You can never, ever practice enough. Practice. Practice as much as you can. Don't go full blown either. Start by a couple people here, we'll do a little event. Maybe it starts with 3 or 4 people and grows into 20 people, and then the next time you do it, it's for 30 people, and the next time you do it, it's for 50 people, and then the next time it's 100, then 2, then 3, then 1,000. Start small, work work bigger.